What's up you guys, it's Pierre. Today we're going to review a whole bunch of Prince rackets. We're going to test them kind of quickly and go through them and give you some first impressions. Some of these I've tested before, some of them I've never tried before. Big thanks to Squash Gear for sending these to me to review. Here's what we're looking at. We got a whole Prince bag's worth in here. We got some of the kind of newest Prince models we're going to hit with. I've never even tried these before. We've got some of the kind of prior generation, like these guys, and we've even got some old school classics somewhere in here. Yeah, like these. Let's see. O3 style ones. So we got a bunch to look at. This is just gonna be some quick feedback. I'm not gonna test these all out for an extended period of time. I'm just gonna have a quick hit here and let you know what I think. So the first ones I'm gonna try, let's start with the ones that I last tested, which are these ones from kind of like a few years ago. This is the first one that I'm gonna hit with. It's called the Team Beast. Team Beast is, let's measure it. I got my setup here. 150 grams and a balance point of 36 centimeters. So we're gonna give this guy a shot, hit a few balls with it, and then go on to the next one. So right off the bat, what I want to tell you is that there's nothing that quite feels like a Prince racket. They've got this power ring setup, which is a unique patented thing from Prince. Other manufacturers have tried similar things, but these Prince rackets, you know, they've got this fan pattern, and in this particular one, the Team Beast 14 by 15 stringy pattern is quite wide open, just fast through the air, and it just has this distinctive snap when you hit the ball. I think it's a little rough on the strings in general, maybe than other rackets, but it just feels so nice. It felt good power-wise and good touch-wise, and these things handle really well. They're really nice to hit with. All right, let's see how it compares to, let's see, the next one we'll go with is the Team Warrior. We're gonna check that one out now. All right, so the Team Warrior is a balance point of 36.5, and the weight on this guy is 147. This has a little bit of a more dense stringy pattern, 16 by 17. Let's see how it goes. All right, so the Team Warrior, true to the measurement, it really did feel a bit head heavier. I like that little bit of extra weight to guide my shots, and I could feel sort of improved touch, but at the cost of some speed through the air. All right, now we've got the Team Airstick. This is the red and black one. Let's weigh this one. This one's like 34 3/4 maybe balance point, so that's very head light, I would say. And 167 grams. All right, interesting. Head light, but a little bit heavier than the other one, so let's see how that goes. All right, so this baby, you know, the little extra weight gave it some, made it a little slower for me through the air, so I would say I didn't like this one quite as much as the other two. I would say that the touch on this was really good, and so for me, it was just a little bit lacking from the backcourt in terms of power to depth, and I think that's just sort of the head lightness combined with being a little heavier. More of a touch racket, this one, I would say. Next we've got the Pro Warrior. This is the Pro version of the Team Warrior that we just saw. These have this, you can see it says Tech Stream kind of on the head there. It's like a bit of reinforcement with some stronger material. So I guess that makes these a little bit stronger. This range, like I have seen comments that there was some fragility to these, I think overall. I think the Pro ones do hold up a little better than the Team models. So let's go ahead and try this out. 148 grams, pretty light, and looks like about a 37 centimeter balance point, so head heavy. I think I'm gonna like this one, but let's find out. All right, so this one had very good power from the back. I like that head heaviness, coupled with the light frame. I was surprised I didn't feel that great up front with it. A little lacking in the touch department for me, and I'm not totally sure why. Normally I would really like this feel. I think the winner of this range of rackets is the Team Beast. That's today's view on the situation. We're gonna go hit with this one more time and just see if we're right. You know what? After comparing these head to head, I changed my mind. I like the Pro Warrior a little better. Just a little more consistency. That's just my preference. A little head heavier. I like that. I like that. That Warrior just came out a little bit more consistent. I did enjoy hitting with the Beast, but I'm gonna have to give the first round championship to the Pro Warrior. All right, now we're gonna try the other models, have ourselves a little tournament here and see who wins the battle. All right, let's go. Now we've got the most up-to-date Prince rackets. These came out, I think, a couple years ago. The ones I was hitting with, I might have misspoke earlier. I think they're probably like 4 or 5 years old. These are the most recent ones that kind of landed before the pandemic. Prince hasn't come out with any new ones since these. Let's see what they got going for them. These have been restrung. You can see that that green string is probably not Prince string. These have got some vibrant color schemes, and we've got the, let's see here, the Hyper Pro, the Vortex Pro, the Phoenix Pro, and the Venom Pro. They're all pros this time, no teams. Let's start with the one on top, the Hyper Pro. All right, let's measure this baby. This is not the factory string, so it's gonna change things a little bit. 37.5, call it, on the balance beam. So head heavy. Quite head heavy, and 157.5. Kind of a middling weight, I think. So, first impressions of this, very accurate up front. I really liked how that felt, taking it in short. A little lacking in power from the back, and not quite as maybe maneuverable as I would like. I think normally I love head heavy rackets. This might just be a touch too far for me personally. So like I said, really liked how that was helping me take the ball in short. But if a point got quick or as a match went on long, I think I might have like sort of trouble getting this through the shot through the whole match. All right, let's see how it stacks up with some of the other new ones. Next, we're gonna try the Phoenix Pro. Let's see how this stacks up. About a 35, maybe 35.25, so pretty head light. And on the scale, 160. So kind of medium weight on the heavier end of these Prince ones, but still fairly light. Let's see. That's a very strong contender. Excellent touch, very fast through the air, power out of the back, and its headlight is maneuverable. Normally not what I go for. This was really shining in all the areas so far. It's gonna give the winner of the last bracket a run for its money. One of the things I think I like about this is the open stringing pattern, 14 by 15. It's just faster through the air, and it just feels nice. This is really good. We'll see how it stacks up. All right, let's put it on the scale. 159 grams, 35.5 balance point. Okay, so what is this called again? The Vortex Pro. So actually this is gonna give the Phoenix Pro a run for its money. This has a slightly more dense stringy pattern. This one is 16 by 17, so maybe a little bit more consistent with that more dense stringy pattern. I still had very good power, very good touch, and still felt quickness through the air. So this is gonna be a tough possibly a final between those two rackets. We'll see what the Venom Pro can do. This is the teal looking guy. This has slightly different, I forget what these are called in the Prince nomenclature. It's like O ports or something. O3 it's called. It says there on the inside of the frame. Now let's see how this stacks up. 37.5, maybe even 38 centimeter balance point, very head heavy, and 157.5 grams. All right, let's see how this hits. Okay, so the Venom Pro, first of all, these O3 grommet port things, they take a little bit to get used to. So I have to admit, that could be influencing my reading here. I had a lot of great feel from the back, good power and accuracy from the back. I kind of struggled up front. The touch was there, but it just felt like, I don't know, even though the specs aren't really saying it, I guess it came in pretty head heavy. It just felt, I guess, a little too head heavy. It just sort of felt bulky, even though it's not heavy. So I think, for me, this is like a pure power racket. You can really, get this head behind the ball. It moves through the air quickly. I would say this is a power racket, not as good on the maneuverability and kind of touch front. All right, we're gonna have a quick face-off here between, what was it? I think it was between these two, the Vortex and the Phoenix. And we're gonna see which one we like better. Okay, I have to make a difficult call here today. The Prince, what is it called again? Vortex Pro, very consistent. I really love that weight, that balance, everything about that racket. I feel like if I played with it over time, it might grow to become my favorite, but I gotta be honest, I'm putting it in second behind the Phoenix Pro, and the reason is this racket is just fun. It's just that open string pattern. You can even, that was a really bad example, but you can almost hear it going through the air. It's just fun to hit with, and I'm getting tons of power and control with it. Maybe a little too headlight for me, maybe like a little erratic at times, but honestly, it's just so fun. It's just hard to put this one down. So I think this is my winner of the new Princes. All right, now we're gonna go into some old school. We're gonna see if the old school can come out ahead. Let's see what we got here. We've got the Prince EXO3 Red. We've got the Prince O3 Speedport Red. And finally, the Prince EXO3 Ignite. We're gonna give these a shot now and see which one comes out ahead. Let's go. We're gonna start with the EXO3 Red. Let's go. Kiddies, let's go. Okay, on the scale. 157, 35 3/4, maybe 36 on the beam. This is why you shouldn't diss the old school rackets. This was very nice. Great combination, power, touch, and maneuverability. It's a great all-arounder. We'll see how it's gonna compare to the others. It's gonna be hard to beat that, gotta tell you. It's gonna be hard to beat that. Okay, Prince O3 Speedport Red. Let's do it. 37 centimeters. Man, the Prince rackets are kind of head heavy, like a lot of them. They're either like head heavy, very head heavy, or very head light. It's unusual for rackets. Usually everything ends up as like a 36, something in the middle. These guys are one or the other. Interesting. On the scale, we got about 150 grams on the scale. All right, let's see how it goes on court. So the O3 Speedport Red, I found it very accurate up front. The touch was really nice. For some reason, kind of inexplicable lack of control from the back. The power was good. I just didn't really have a lot of control over this. And I don't really know why. I'm sorry, Speedport Red. I don't know if it's the official squash gear rubber band in there or what. But just didn't quite feel right to me. So that one we'll just have to try again another day. But for now, we're gonna move on to the EXO3 Ignite. I like the cosmetics on this guy. It's red and black. It's very Spider-Man-ish. It's a little hard to see on film there, but looks cool. All right, let's see what the weight is. That was about 165, 164 and a half. And balance point is looking like 36. All right, so the EXO3 Ignite I thought was very accurate up front. I really liked that. It was very accurate up front. I really liked how it felt going in short. From the back, had decent power. I lacked a little bit of accuracy from the back, much like the O3 Speedport Red. I don't really know why. I'm not totally sure. I just wasn't liking these two quite as much as the old EXO3 Red, so I'm deeming the EXO3 Red immediately the champion of this round. And now we're gonna have a face-off between the EXO3 Red, the Phoenix Pro, and the Pro Warrior. These are our finalists. Let's go. Let's see what we got here. We're gonna test them all out right now. One thing I forgot to mention about the last two rackets, the O3 Speedport has, maybe I did mention, it has these kind of ports on it, these O3 ports, I guess they're called. And they take a little getting used to be honest with you. I'm just not that used to them, so it might have affected my views on these rackets. And this one is similar, but not quite the same. This is the EXO3 Ignite. It has these EXO3 portholes here. Possibly can even get the camera to focus on it. But you can see that they're sort of this, almost like a rectangular type of shape, and the string sits in this channel like that. Interesting design from their EXO3 years. Took me a minute to get used to though. Okay, first tested out shots from the back, and we have a winner by a hair. All the rackets have fallen over. My favorite of these was the Pro Warrior. Very nice power, but also very good accuracy. I just had the most consistency with this one, coupled with power. Very close behind. To my surprise, because I think this was one of the lighter headed ones, this really felt nice. Just tons of power, tons of accuracy. Just like, I don't know, I had the difficult choice picking between those two, but I felt the Pro Warrior was a little more accurate. And I like the accuracy on the EXO3 Red. It just didn't have as much power, so I put this one in third place. All right, now we're gonna go to the middle of the court and see what we can find there. Okay, the battle from the mid-court. I am declaring a three-way tie. Yes, I know it's very boring. I just felt that they all had very good maneuverability, quickness, accuracy, kind of everything I look for. I couldn't really pick one that I was like, oh, I don't like that as much. I just like them about all the same. It's a very controversial tie, but that's what it is. All right, we're gonna go to the front now and see what we can find.
All right, folks.
Oh. The judges have spoken, and we have our rankings. In third place, in the big Prince bake-off, the EXO3 Red. I really like this combination, this Rackets combination of accuracy, maneuverability, power, control. When it came down to the big three, to the finals, I didn't have quite as much accuracy, as much power from the back, and I didn't have as much accuracy up front. I just didn't have quite as much good feel as the other two Rackets. So great job, EXO3 Red. We're gonna clap hands for the EXO3. Great cosmetic, by the way, red and black. But, so he ends up in third place, podium finish, well-deserved podium finish. In second place by the barest of margins is the Phoenix Pro. This had very good maneuverability and control from the middle, very nice touch up front. The open string pattern just is a lot of fun to use. You can really feel the strings cutting through the ball, and when you get it right, you just feel like that ball is going and just dying up there, leaving it super short. My only quibble with this is that it just wasn't quite as consistent for me up front as the Pro Warrior. And from the back, again, the Pro Warrior was a little more consistent. So that Phoenix Pro, second place, podium finish again, and the most fun of the three Rackets, I would say. If you just want to have like a lot of fun, this is a great choice. But Mr. Consistency, the Pro Warrior, also nice, you know, matte, or I guess it's sort of a gray, sort of, not matte black, but yeah, it's whatever, it's dark gray, very, very dark gray. Cool color scheme, very consistent and accurate from the back with good power, nice maneuverability and control from the midcourt on the volleys, and going up front, didn't quite have as much bite on the ball as the Phoenix, but it was very consistent, just going in repeatedly and smoothly into the front with a lot of feel. So the winner of my impromptu Prince contest, congratulations, Pro Warrior, you did a great job. You did a great job. Thanks for watching, and we will be back with some more squash gear videos soon, so stay tuned, subscribe, and I'll see you later. Bye.